Good morning and welcome to another fabulous Wednesday One Thing. As always, I'm joined by my friend and colleague and amazing co-host, Hamza. Hamza, how are you today?
I'm good, Maury. How about yourself?
I'm doing amazing. Today we have an amazing article and a little bit of a research done by Morning Brew. Definitely wanted to lean into this as we're just ahead of the holidays, Halloween, Black Friday, Christmas shopping. So this is very relevant to a lot of what our founders go through on a daily basis. And what we're talking about today is referrals and referral strategy. And just to illustrate how strong referrals are, everyone here listening should go check out Retail Brew. They're the ones who actually published this strategy document. But again, it's all about referrals. And I'm just going to start by tossing this over to Hamza with a little bit of a quiz. I love putting Hamza on the spot. So Hamza, in this sort of survey they did, or the survey they're citing, what percentage of customers acquired via word of mouth? What percent higher is their retention versus customers acquired by any other channel?
That's a good question. By what percentage is it higher? I'm going to hazard a guess and say 40%.
Wow, I think out of all the guesses you made, that might have been the closest to the actual answer. So just stated another way, customers acquired via word of mouth are 37% higher. They're retained 37% higher than any other channel. So I think that pretty much tells the story of why referrals are so important for your company, which is that with e-commerce brands, typically what you're looking at is LTV to CAC, lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. And if you're retaining a customer 37% longer than just acquiring a customer via a marketing channel or any other channel, that is a huge implication for your business. And so what Retail Brew sort of went over are all these different things you have at your disposal to make referrals the best they can be. And so again, Hamza, you're in the trenches every day. I'm curious, from when you talk to founders, what are some of the referral strategies they're using to acquire customers?
Yeah, I think when it comes to founders using referral strategies, it's not something that's used as much as I think they should be, or as much as honestly the founders themselves realize that it should be. Most of the focus when it goes to customer acquisition tends to be on things like ad spend, and which is obviously very important, but it's one avenue of customer acquisition. On email marketing and maximizing their lists. But referrals are actually, in my opinion, I mean, I think in most people's opinion, the most trustworthy source of hearing about a brand for the first time. And I think if a referral program is good enough, if it's well incentivized enough, it could create a bit of a I don't want to draw analogies with viruses, but in these times, but it really could create the sort of spread of consumer products, apps, technologies, in the blink of an eye. The first that comes to mind, the best referral program ever was Uber's. When Uber first launched, everyone that I knew either had Uber or was convincing other people to get Uber just so they could use their promo codes and get those $15 or $20 off every single first ride or second ride or whatever that was. I mean, it was such a strong referral program that people wanted to get Uber just to make sure they could use that referral program. I'm not saying it can be that extreme or that every referral program can be that amazing, but I think founders should definitely have a lot more focus on driving customer acquisition through referrals.
Yeah. So what you just mentioned is essentially the e-commerce equivalent as a store credit. So I have a referral code. I can give you a store credit. That works really well. A lot of brands do this. A few come to mind. I think Rothy's has a really exciting, here's $20. I get $20 for doing it. The other type of referral program you could potentially run is a free product where essentially, you're going to spend money on, let's say, a paid ad. You might as well empower your customer to give that product to one of their friends in the form of a free product. The last one, and when you were talking about the virality effect, I think the biggest one that has, I think, the most upside, especially now, is exclusivity. So this is a little bit of a plug for one of the companies that we funded, Italic. They have an amazing customer experience and also just a fantastic community. And so their product is essentially luxury basics. I know we've talked about that a lot, but it's actually a subscription. So you actually have to be part of this community to actually get access to the product. And they have a waiting list actually of 20,000 people strong. And in order to even become part of the community, you have to be invited by someone who's already in it. And so that sort of creates this exclusivity where Italic actually finds that 1 in 4 people that are referred become a subscriber to Italic. And so I think what's really interesting now, especially as, again, we keep saying this biggest time for e-commerce, everyone's rushing online, ad prices are spiking, customer acquisition costs are spiking across every channel. But one of the key ways that you can actually drive more value to your brand is to use your existing customer base to be your main sales channel, essentially. And we already know that people who are referred have a 37% higher retention rate. So one of the people who are quoted in this article, again, good friend of ClearBanks and just amazing D2C guide all around, Nick Sharma, he said that to make a really good referral strategy, you have to put your customer in the driver's seat. So really allow them to be the voice of your brand moving forward. These referrals are so much more powerful when they come from someone authentically and really allowing them to choose how to bring people into the fold. So that's a really good piece of advice. Again, Hamza, you talk to founders all the time. You mentioned you've seen these referral programs, but how else are you thinking about referrals and how people can get the most out of referrals during the holiday season?
I think, as you mentioned yourself, Maury, referrals have the highest LTV compared to other more traditional marketing channels for customer acquisition. I think by tying in a little bit of exclusivity, by tying in the aspect of being part of a community, brands can go further than just being that one shopping cart that customers tend to check out from every now and then, but can really cultivate customer loyalty over a longer period of time. How brands can use it is probably something that's better optimized for every brand, for every vertical, for every category. There's some things that you can't really have consistent sales, or rather, there's certain products out there that work on a one sale a year model. They're not the kind of products you buy every couple of weeks or every month or so. Maybe those models could do with more referrals. Maybe that's where their focus could be. It's really optimized to what the kind of product that the founder in question is selling, and optimized to their market segment. I think when it comes to the options that founders have, the options are quite extensive. You mentioned the referral credits. You mentioned that community that you can join only through referrals. I know that Intimate's brand Parade gives I think allows shoppers to give their friends a free pair of underwear with their referral code, and so it just makes it so easy for new customers to try out Parade. And I think their stats said that nearly 10% of Parade customers refer a friend within a month of making a purchase. So those are some pretty awesome stats for any direct consumer brand, and certainly something that can only aid your growth, not hurt it.
Yeah. So I think the main lesson here is, first of all, go and read this article from Retail Brew. I am referring them over to you. And second of all, as you think through your holiday strategy, try to make referrals a key part of that, especially as people are making their first purchase with your brand. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any comments, feel free to let us know. And as always, hope you have a really, really great day. See you next time.